Sitten. I am your Presidential Diamond upline. It still sounds weird to say Sitten. I still feel like a newlywed. I kind of am newlywed still. But I'm super excited to be on tonight, and I can't wait to hear what Rose and Brittany have to say because you guys, like Rockstar Central, these two, I'm just saying. Like, I was like learning from them. Amanda, we were both like taking notes because they were killing it like the past couple of months. So I'm excited, and thank you so much for having me on, Amanda. I'm excited.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on. And you're so right. Like, Rose and Brittany are total power, rock star partners. And so I'm excited to hear what you guys do for your month and how, you guys keep everything going. Rose, do you want to go ahead and get started? You want to take off?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much, Jackie and Amanda. I appreciate the comments. Thank you all so much. How I always start my month off is I print my charts. Make sure you guys have the Wired app downloaded because you'll get a lot of great news feed into that with like the May Go plan. Print this one off, guys. This is a must-have. It's just a way to help keep you organized and keep you in line to know what you need and who you need to talk to, who's on your list, and it's just a great way to like tackle the month. Also, have your chart out. Run your projected volume, and if you don't know how to do that, it's in your reports. You'll just click on everyone individually so you know exactly what volume is needed, so what's projected for that month. Fill out your charts, know who's running, know who you're working with, get involved with your team, talk to them, because it truly is a team effort. I'm kind of nervous.
No, you're doing so good. Don't be nervous. Everything's right. Steps to success. Wired.
Yes, that was right here. What are your steps to success? Go back to the basics. Make sure you yourself are being an example for your team. You're enrolling your 4 LCs. You're getting your 3 distributors monthly. So you're able to learn those steps yourself, but also teach your team. And it's always about basics. And that's what I do, to help me organize myself. I write down my hundreds list again. I contact old LCs to see how their products are going, if I need to switch it up, to get them on something different. I contact my new LCs that I enrolled last month to see how things are going for their second month. So it's always a constant going back and forth and talking to people and, just making sure that your LCs, your current customers, and your new ones are happy.
Hey, Rose, since there are a lot of new people on this team, do you have any suggestions for them, like how to get started this month?
Know what your goal is. If you want to go executive, if you want to go Ruby, just know what your goal is and find out your why. Why did you sign up? What's motivating you daily to push to get that goal, and just really focus on that, and then you'll be set to go.
Awesome. And then how important do you think it is for like a new person to stay like plugged in and communicate and all that kind of stuff?
Oh my gosh, 110%. 200%, yes. These weekly meetings are really key to hear from other people, to get great advice, tips. If something's not working well for you, it's great to hear from your upline leaders or your sister leaders just to see what's working for them. You can try to input that, in your daily schedule, to find balance, and just, it's always nice to talk to other people if you're having struggles.
Definitely. Awesome.
I'm trying to, can I hop in really fast?
Yeah.
I have some notes scribbled down, so I'm just gonna hop in where I can, if that's okay. Cause I was feverishly scribbling notes down. I'm well, this doesn't make any sense. So I'm there's no flow, but I'm I'll just hop in with tidbits where they're applicable. Okay, so when Rose said know your why, I think that is probably the most important part about getting started is know your why. And if you've been in the business for a while, know your why, but remember why you joined, and just keep that at the forefront of everything that you're doing, because this business is 80% mindset and psychology and 20% mechanics. And if you don't believe you can do it or know what your goal is, it's not going to happen regardless, you know? So that's what's going to propel you to do the 20% of the mechanics and the actual work that it takes to get there. Because I think the biggest hurdle we all have with this business is actually believing that we can do this business. Like I did not think I could. And so, but anybody can. So make sure that you know that you can do it. And even if you don't feel like you can right now, just know that you have an awesome team in place and all the resources you need to get you started and get you going. But see yourself having that success, and make sure you print off that chart, like Rose said. Know what your next promotion is, whether that's executive, ruby, diamond, or double diamond, or beyond that. Like, have that chart printed out. And if you don't know how to do a chart, get with your upline, okay? And if your upline just started, your upline also has another upline. So there's always somebody to go to. You're never by yourself in this business. So even though you're a business owner, which is awesome, you're never by yourself as a business owner. Like, you have this whole group of women who just thinks the world of you and would do anything for you. So make sure you guys know that someone's always got your back with this. So that's all I have to say about that. Sorry, just had to hop in there.
That was perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rose, do you want to kind of go over like goals and setting goals and action steps and all that kind of stuff? Or do you want me to go over?
Yeah, I can. Like the 6 list and that kind of stuff, those kind of goals? Or
Yeah, whatever you recommend, whatever you recommend, like what do you do for your goals? Like, how do you set your goals up for your month? Do you split it up like weekly, daily? Like, how do you do your goals?
I like to give myself, for me, everyone's different, but weekly goals. Because I feel like if I give myself daily's goal, like a goal a day, if I don't get it done, I'm harder on myself. So I try to like give me like 5 days. Like Saturday, Sundays is not like, that's not my go time. That's more like family time. And I feel like Monday through Friday is my time where I focus. So I set myself for my goals. I give 4 goals, 1 a week. And it's adding people, it's talking to people, it's just managing like the business as far as like charts, or it can be like looking at files, motivation books. There's so many other things that you can do with this business to, help you get where you need to be. Trying to see here.
Britt,
You're doing awesome.
Britt,
Okay.
I love, because I've worked really closely with Rose this month, and so has Amanda, and closely with Brittany, and you guys have done an awesome job, I feel like, with keeping everything organized and keeping your follow-ups in order. How do you do that, and like what would you recommend for the new person signing up? Like, do you keep a hundreds list? I'm sure you do, but like, how do you organize it? Do you keep a binder, planner? And Rose, feel free to jump in on this too, but I love to hear how people organize this stuff, because I think that can be a big hurdle for all of us in this. That was for me, by the way. For 4.5 years, I could not get a system in place. So what do you guys do for keeping your follow-ups in order?
You want me to go first, Rose?
Go for it.
Okay. So when I first started, I honestly, it was kind of just like pen and paper. And I still kind of just do it that way. I do have, I still do like pen and paper. So like I have my list of like my potential DTs, and I have my list of like my potential LCs, and like then I write them down, and then I have like columns. So like I follow up, 2 weeks, or then I follow up monthly, and then I follow up every 3 months, things like that. So I still do paper. But I did listen to you when you said to download the Google Calendar. And so I never really do anything on my phone, and it's kind of just all pen and paper. And I was like, I need something that's going to remind me or like shout at me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing today. So if you guys don't have Google Calendar downloaded, you should. It's amazing. It really helps, especially when I'm following up with my loyal customers, especially during their 3 months. It really helps me remember to follow up with them, because you can literally go in there, you can put their name, you can put exactly, follow up, this is going to be her month 4, or, follow up, she just got her cleanse, and you can follow up with them at a particular time. You have everything there that you need. You don't have to get on Facebook real fast and, oh, what did she order? Or, go back to my pad and paper and just look and kind of see, I don't really have to do anything like that, because my phone literally is screaming at me, you have to follow up with Ashley today. And so,
when you sign them up, because I started doing this when I sign people up, I go into Google Calendar and I'll put like follow up with loyal customer. I put their ID number, because when we move people, we don't know. Sometimes it's hard to find them. Like if someone has the last name Smith, it's a very common last name, and as your organization grows, you're going to get a lot of Smiths when you search that in TreeViewer. So I put their number in, and then you can literally copy and paste that into your eSuite on your phone while you search it. But what I love about I have a system that I got in place when I started for 2017 finally. Like I said, it only took 4.5 years. But I have one now. But you can skip, like I say, remind me every 30 days or remind me every 20 days to message this person. So it automatically creates those reminders so that you don't fall out of touch with these people, because that's what was happening to me is I was doing a bad job of like following up with people because I would forget where I put them, or I had so many papers on my desk. But what I love about Google Hangout, or not Google Hangout, but Calendar, is that I'm a pen and paper gal too, and I like to cross stuff off. And you still can. Like, it still crosses it off for you on the reminder. And I was like, that's what I need. Something that I can click done, and it makes a line through it. Like, it's all psychological. Sorry, not to hijack that, but yeah, it's totally helpful.
Since we're on this subject real quick, I just got to cut in because I jumped away and I wanted to grab it. So I'm a person, like, I like to see what I do. So this is what I do. I have a little chart, and like they're all like little tabs. They're just index cards, very cheap. You can do this. Like probably cost me $5 total at Walmart. But I actually write their name on the index cards, what they ordered, when they signed up, their number, and everything on here. So I'll just pull them out monthly and look it up. Like, okay, so this is my August month. What, or like I'll go to like the last months, just so I have it all. And also because if you lose your phone, what happens? You lose all the information, unless like your Google backs up to your computer if you have an
It's actually your calendar, but I totally know what you're saying. Like if it doesn't, like I know, still my fear. Trust me.
Yeah. So
I'm
like
still
for me,
transitioning to the digital.
this little box is like my safe.
So I love that. So this is funny. Okay, so like I'm super lazy when it comes to like anything, pretty much. So like I bought one of those things, Rose, and I bought index cards. Literally, they're over there. Index cards aren't opened. Like my stuff's not open. Like I was gonna do that, and then I was like, this isn't gonna work for me. And because I just knew it wasn't gonna work. Like I was prepared and I was gonna do it, but I was like, I know that I will not go into that box and pull out, like unless I'm like intentionally thinking about it, I'm not gonna go in there and pull those out. So I have to have it on my phone because I have to have it yelling at me. Like I have to have it telling me like, Brittany, you have got, and so it's just, see, mine's empty. The index
I tried
out of the bag yet.
Rose, I do mine like you as well. I do it like you as well. Cause I can't, like I've tried the phone and I do the index. Cause I tried the phone and I won't put it in. I'll like forget, cause I'm always on my phone, and like that's the last thing I want to do is like have something else on my phone, which doesn't make sense. You would think it would just be easier.
Yeah.
I do the index too, but what I do actually is I like in the calendar, like, so I have my calendar, and then on the side of each month, I'll put like the names of like each of my loyal customers. And then what I'll do, and then I'll enter them into my index box. That way, because like sometimes I'm like busy and I won't have time to go and like put them in the index. So I have all my customers there, and that way I know, and then I can even go back like, because this is also where I keep all of like my potentials. Everything is in this book. So if I lost this book, I'd be in trouble. But then I know like I could go back and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to contact these to see if like they're interested in being a distributor, or like they're right there in front of me all the time. So whatever
works.
Yes, whatever works for you, you guys. Like you just got to find something you'll stick to. You're going to have some people digital. You're going to have some people pen and paper. You're going to have some people who are mixed, because I can't fully transition to digital. So like just find something that will work for you.
Yeah.
For follow-ups.
Definitely. But staying organized is so key. And especially when you're new in this business, this can be kind of overwhelming, all this stuff kind of thrown at you, and, learning all this new stuff. And so finding that balance is going to be really, really key. And I will tell you, like, I'll find my balance, and then a couple months later, I'll lose my balance because something happens. But when you find that balance, like you're constantly, everything kind of aligns. And so when you're new, if you're new in this business, just try to find that balance as soon as possible. I always recommend like, like they said, like getting organized is so key. And then kind of what Rose mentioned, printing out certain things every month. So, printing out your steps to success is number one, printing out your chart, and then your 100s list. So those are the 3 things that I always print off every month.
Mhm.
But organization will literally just save you so much in this business.
And then I also just want to add too, when you first begin, you really don't think, or at least when I first started, everyone was like, oh, you have to stay organized, and I'm like, oh, I got this. Like when you start to get, hundreds of loyal customers, it's very overwhelming, like especially, on your team. And so it's really nice to get started, especially like right away. Just making sure that you have everything, together, or like in a binder, or, just in something. So, you have everything right there where you need it. Also, when I first joined, what I first started doing is I print out my steps to success, and then I put, the month and the year on the top, and then I keep them in a binder. So like May 1st, when it was May 1st, I'd go 3 months back and I pull out my steps to success. And that way I have all of my loyal customers there. I have exactly what they ordered, things like that. So you can follow up with them because they're already on your steps to success. Also, when you get the email saying that you got a loyal customer, you can actually save those like in a different file, so that you can always just go back, if you need, their email or anything like that. But that's something that I started when I first started as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Rose, do you guys want to talk about anything else, like kind of how to get started?
Just go back to as far as like your charts and like printing stuff off, guys. It's very important that you do. And I know some people, they use this as an excuse. Oh, I don't have a printer. Oh, I can't do it. There's so many ways you can email the files to yourself. They're on our files on our group. They're in your eSuite. We have Kinko's, FedEx, Staples, Office Max, Home Depot. What's the other one? There's one more, right? Or no, that's
I think that's it.
Office Depot. You can always go there, and I don't even have a printer, but I know my people at Staples now, and actually one of the ladies actually became one of my customers because she saw me there weekly printing stuff off. So there should be no reason why anyone cannot like have their stuff printed. And it's so cheap, just do black and white. It's like 10 cents a sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to go over one thing. That was awesome information. I think the organization is so huge, and getting everything printed. The one thing I would say that is so important also, just to getting your month started, is going to be your mindset. Kind of like what Rose talked about, like knowing your why, that's going to fall into that, and knowing, what you want out of this month or what you want out of this business. Your mindset is going to be so, so huge. And without your mindset, and I know if you're new in this business, you have that excitement, like you're so excited, but the confidence probably isn't 100% there yet. But I will tell you, it will start to rise, and you will start to get confident. It just takes a little bit of time. But use, like kind of what Jackie said, like use your excitement and use your team and use your upline to kind of help you, go get through each day. But as far as like setting your goals and having that mindset, it's so important, because your mindset, if you don't believe that you're going to reach a certain rank, or if you don't believe in, yourself, or if you're not telling yourself every day that you can do this or anything like that, then our minds are so, so tricky that if we put anything negative into our minds, we're going to end up, believing that, and that's how we're going to end up living. So we want to make sure we're fueling our minds with just positive information, positive vibes, positive affirmations, and getting your mindset completely right. So if any of you guys, if you're new in this business, then, have that mindset that you are going to get your first 4 customers, like this week. And then those of you who are promoting this week, like have in your mind, like I am going, Ruby this month. I am going Emerald this month. I am going Diamond this month, or whatever promotion you're going for. Make sure that your mindset is just 100% there. And ways to kind of get your mindset and to kind of get that confidence is going to be by plug it into team, trainings, doing your daily affirmations, like, listening. Like I do a lot of daily affirmations, just like on Audible, like it's just like a video playing of daily affirmations. It's going to be by self-development. So reading books, listening to podcasts, any kind of YouTube trainings, anything that's going to fuel your mind. Because when you start to learn this stuff, you guys, when you start to know and you start to believe in yourself, you're going to start to have that confidence, and that's what's going to get you success in this business, because people are going to be wanting to, be a part of whatever you have. So definitely get that mindset right. And then one other thing, and then I'll let Brittany kind of go into kind of how to keep your momentum up. I wanted to say one more thing about setting your goals. Goals are amazing. And what I like to do is I like to set a monthly goal. So like my monthly goal, and then I like to break it down into weekly goals. Okay, so what am I going to do to get my monthly goals? And then I even go further and I break it into daily goals. And that's where my 6 list is going to come into play, is my daily goals. And I literally every single day, I will write down 6 things that I need to accomplish. 4 of those things are going to be my, action steps. And then 2 other ones are going to be something that, that I just need to do for the day for my business. But a goal, kind of break down your goals. So, if you're trying to promote this month, what is your goal? Your goal is Ruby. Okay, how am I going to get to Ruby? I need X amount of distributors and I need X amount of loyal customers. So that means I need to get this many customers each week and then this many customers each day. Same with distributors. And then, so you want to break down your goals. But then you guys, what I was going to say is a goal is just a goal, right? We always have goals and wants and dreams and desires. Like we want that so much, like all of us do. That's why we're in this business, because we have so many huge plans and goals. But you guys, I'm going to be straight up with you guys, okay? A goal is just a goal. If you do not do your action steps and you don't put those goals into action, your goals is just going to continue being a goal every month. So I really want to, just like kind of ingrain it in your mind that you got to do those action steps in order to get those goals, and kind of chase those action steps. Like have like in your mind, like think about those action steps every day, because that's going to produce those results. Don't have your mindset on your results. Have your mindset on your action steps, because those are what's going to take to get to those results. So just wanted to add that in really quick. And then Brittany, go ahead and, or if you guys have any questions or want to add anything to that.
No, I just wrote in the chat. Make sure you guys, if you have questions, just put them in the chat for us, and we'll make sure we get to them before this is over. And we can even stop the recording at the end and go over questions too, so people can feel more comfortable. So sorry.
Okay, so I kind of just wanted to talk about how to keep the momentum going. I know that we've talked a lot about new distributors and when you first joined, but there's a lot of us on here that have been in the business for a while, 6 months, a year, and you're kind of in a rut. And I was there. I was executive for 4 months, and then I went to Ruby in 2 weeks, and then I went to Emerald in 30 days. So it's 100% mindset, exactly what Amanda said. If you believe that you're going to do it, then you will. If you believe that you can't do it, then you can't. So I just kind of wanted to put that in, but it's totally mindset. So when I started promoting, I had the mindset that I was going to act like a diamond. I was going to do exactly whatever a diamond does during the day. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I'm going to build my business as if I'm a diamond. I'm going to have my Facebook. So another thing that I learned, because I do a lot on my Facebook, a lot of people do like Instagram, things like that, but I do a lot, mainly, I would say 99% on my Facebook. And you have to treat your Facebook as if it is your office, because this is your business and I work off my Facebook. So, getting those new friends daily, making those connections, with people that are on there, deleting the people, honestly, that are negative or that are just, cuss word everyone, I just don't, this is my office. Like, these are my, work hours. This is my office. And I don't want that inside, my bubble. So don't be afraid to delete that negativity out of your life, because I want my office to be completely positive. So once I got that mindset that I could do it, that I was, gonna do it. And then also just think that everybody wants these products. Everybody wants extra money. everybody you pass down the streets, they either want to try these products or they want to make money. And have it in your mindset that they are going to become a loyal customer or a distributor no matter what, and why not it be you? Why can't I sign up those people? You know, have it in your mind that everybody wants to be a customer, and so I'm going to go get those customers. Like I'm going to be the one that's going to do it. But just keep the momentum. I know that, it can be hard when you do kind of get stuck in a rut, or you do, lose your promotion, or, things like that. And it sucks, but you have to just overcome it, because you know that this business works. You know that the products work. You've seen firsthand, when you promote it, and, those bonuses or that, extra income that you made, it makes such a difference. And that goes back to your why. That goes back to why you joined. And you always just have to have that in the back of your head, and just stay positive. I'm like super into like positive energy right now. And it's like, you give it to the universe. Whatever you give to the universe will give back to you. And at first I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not really into all that, Houdini stuff. Like, I'm just like, I don't really do that, but it's true. Like, telling yourself that you're worthy, telling yourself that, you and your family are worth, extra income, or you guys deserve more vacations, or you deserve to work less. Like, just believing it is what's going to keep you going daily. So self-development, obviously, that's like, I'm super into that right now. And I feel like that has helped me 110%. We did a Zoom, a couple weeks ago, and I remember one of the Triple Diamonds, she said, what did she say? She said, you cannot pour into your team from an empty cup. You have to fill your cup with daily affirmations, with positive energy. You cannot pour out of into your team something that you don't have in yourself. So I thought that like really struck with me when I really started to think about it. And it's like, I can't do anything for my team if I'm not doing something for myself first, So, but again, staying plugged in on the team meetings every Tuesday, even if you can't make it. I know a lot of people work nights, watching the recording, asking questions. I think asking questions is huge when you are promoting. If you don't know the answer to something, starting, when you first start out, or as you're promoting, ask someone. Like, that is what your sponsor is here for. We are here for you to ask us questions, because we have been there before. I've already asked that question, before. So if you don't know the answer to something, or you're stuck, or you don't understand how something works, ask. If I don't know, I'll ask someone, who's on my upline, it's just, don't get stuck in a rut and feel like you can't do it, because it's 100% doable. And if you don't know something, or you don't know, how to work your chart, or how to, use a tree viewer on your eSuite, just ask. Like, that is 100% what we are here for. We would rather you ask a million questions than not ask any.
Yeah. Can I add something really quick?
Oh, sorry, me too, after you're done.
Okay, I just want to say, so Brittany and Rose, like, total rock stars, and there's so many other, like, you guys are all rock stars, but I just want to let you guys know, Brittany and Rose, when I enrolled them, literally asked me so many questions every single day. And that's what I love. And they're, but you guys, you want to know what the crazy thing is? We still talk every single day. Like, that's the thing. That's why communication is so, so important. So make sure that you are utilizing your sponsors and your upline so, so much. And don't ever think that you are bothering us, because we took on to serve you guys and to help you guys be, the best distributors you can be, and make this business be the best, like, entrepreneurs you guys can be. And so that's what I love, is like, when Brittany just said that, I'm like, it's so funny, because like, literally both of those two, and so many of you other guys, like, I talked to you probably every single day, multiple times a day since you signed up. And so that's really, really important and key. So
I just wanted to jump in really quick and talk about, because this kind of ties into that, but this is for some people that maybe have been in the business for a while, but it also applies to people that are just starting out. Your biggest roadblock is going to be yourself. Mm-hmm. So you need to figure out what it means to get in your own way, or what that's going to be. And you also need to prepare for that, because I mean, there's a lot of things. Cami talked about this on our leadership Zoom. You need to know your challenges and you need to know what's coming up. So if you have a vacation this month, which is great. I mean, that's the awesome part about this business is you can take it on vacation, but that is still a challenge that you have to be, if you're shooting for a goal this month, you have to be consistent, and it's not one big action. It's the small actions that you do every single day, whether it's a list or something like that. Amanda, do you mind muting the, thank you, darling. I don't have the power right now to do that. So you need to know what your personal challenges are. I mean, school's getting out, so if you have kids, how are you gonna work around that? And if you have some foresight to how you're gonna work around that, that's how it's not gonna become a roadblock for you anymore. That's how it's not gonna be a challenge. So getting in your own way can mean a lot of things. So it can be your own personal habits, your behaviors, maybe your feelings, or letting other people's feelings come down onto you. You know, I had that when I first started. I didn't want to post because I was like embarrassed. I was like, what am I doing? This was never in the plan, you know, multi-level marketing. I thought, I'm a nurse, you guys. So I was like, this was not in the plan. But once I let that go and realized, for one, these people don't pay my bills. And as cliche as that sounds, that is legit truth. I'm telling you right now. My business completely changed. And I wasn't a runner, you guys. Like, it took me a year to work my business. I didn't do a thing except actually zero. That's all I did for almost a year. So you can decide when it's your time. So whether you've been in the business for 6 months, 9 months, or since yesterday, you decide when it's your time. But there is like a little bit of preparation that you have to do with this. And that's just internal preparation. Like, you have to figure out what your roadblocks are, what your challenges are going to be, and you have to get a plan in place of how you're going to work around them. So whether you're going to get up a half an hour earlier so that you can have that me time to message people, to complete maybe 3 things off your 6 list, and then maybe you stay up a half hour later so that you can get the other 3 things done. You know, figure out what's going to work for you, and that's how you're going to overcome, and that's how you're going to be successful. And then really just focusing on your income producing activities. A lot of people in this business, well, there's a couple things I have to say about that. So this business works if you work. So for people who have just started, this business works if you work. If it doesn't, don't expect it to do anything for you. If you've been in this business for a while, you guys, and there are some, I was one of them, don't expect that your check's going to be great if you're not working. Don't expect if there is fortunate positions in this business as far as building and stuff like that, but if you want to see your paycheck really grow, start enrolling people. That's how you're going to see your paycheck really grow. But as far as, like I said, this business works if you do, you have to be doing those income producing activities. I know there's days where I'm like, I've worked all day. No, I haven't. I've mindlessly scrolled Facebook. I've watched multiple YouTube videos on things that do not matter. And I have somehow managed to not do anything on my 6 list. So like, make sure you are putting into place power hours from day one. And if you don't know what a power hour is, I think Amanda posted that. Did you post the power hour Kelly did on your team page? Do you have that one? Yeah, I thought she's so good about that. So I'm sure she posted that for you guys, but copy and paste that into your notes into your phone and use that as a guide. If you don't know how to work this business, that will give you an awesome outline of how you do it and of how you can really streamline it so that you're not mindlessly scrolling. Because for one, you don't have time to do that. And there's so many time wasters, especially when you're working your business on social media. So just a little couple of my 2 cents here. But if you don't tell your time, this is Cami. If you don't tell your time where to go, it's going to go somewhere. And for me, it's apparently YouTube videos and like that, and things that don't matter, which are funny YouTube videos, by the way, like Ellen and things like that. But it's not building.
I was just going to add to there are power hours. Sorry, my boys were in here. So there are power hours. There's actually 30 days worth of power hours in our team page under the files. So you can literally go through today all the way, every single day there's a power hour that's different. So
yeah. That's awesome. So so you guys, the other thing I want to stress is if you're just starting or maybe even in the business and you don't have this, Wired is such an awesome app. And you're not going to miss out on a sale. You're not going to miss out on a corporate Zoom, a call. It's all going to be right on your phone and you're going to get notifications. I think that's really all the notes I had. Do you guys have anything else that,
I just wanted to add, I know that, especially starting out, I mean, when I joined, I didn't even have the $99 to join. I actually had a friend, he gave it to me. It was one of my boyfriend's best friend. And he's like, this sounds great. He's like, yeah, he's like, you could totally do this. And I'm just like, okay. And he's like, here's the money, so I get that, I get that it's hard, especially at the beginning, but running an auto ship is so important. And I didn't for a while when I first started, and I feel like that's when I started running my auto ship and using the products, that's when my business started, going up. You can't share the products with people if you have never used them. I mean, you can, we all know that they work and we all know what they do, but if you don't use the products yourself, how are you going to share these products with other people? So, that's probably like one of the most important things besides daily affirmations is for me was running my auto ship. Like I had to use these products first because otherwise I had no idea what I was telling people. I had to use it firsthand in order to share it with other people.
And I'm going to add on that too, Brittany, because I know as far as you can ask your upline, you can ask Amanda, Jackie, Brittany, your people on your team, well, how does this work? Do you have stories? But people are going to believe you and your testimonials and how they work for you before they believe a story about this person over here, because you can always make up stories. So if you're able to use the greens and tell people oh my gosh, it's done this for me, and I love how this helps me, or my hair, skin, and nails, look at my hair, look at my nails, people are going to believe in you and believe in the product than just to share random stories of people you don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, one more thing really fast. So the other thing I want to challenge you guys to do is try to focus on, and this is going to sound negative and it's not, but focus on what your blind spots are, what you could work on, or what you're afraid of, I guess, and try to make it a goal this month to do something that scares you. Get out of your comfort zone. I hate live videos so bad and I need to do more of them. But so I'm going to challenge myself this month to do some more live videos, but figure out what those are for you, what your blind spots are, and try to overcome them, because that's when you're going to see the biggest growth for your business. And as far as the products go, you guys, I'm going to be totally honest with you. It's been 5 years in this business. You cannot be taken seriously unless you're using your own products. No one's going to buy it from you unless you're using it. Because would you, really ask yourself, would you buy something if someone doesn't use it? If you, and I'm not saying you have to use everything, but find your favorites. There's got to be something. The greens is what really got me excited about this business. It wasn't the wraps, even though I love the wraps now. That's not what was, that wasn't my favorite. So find your favorite and run with that. You're going to find a theme. The majority of your posts are going to be about the favorites that you have because you're passionate about that and your passion comes through. Majority of my posts, you guys, are about hair, skin, and nails, greens, and really a lot of greens. I post a lot about the greens now that I'm talking about it, but that's my passion. And so you're going to find what you're passionate about and what you love. And if you don't have that, that is the first thing you need to do, is to figure out what you love about this company. Because if there is something, if you don't know that yet, that is why you're not progressing. That is the number one reason I can tell you. So I think that's really all that I have for you guys. Do you guys have anything else you want to add? Or actually, do you guys have questions? I think is the biggest thing. Do you have questions? And I would love to answer any. And I know Amanda, Brittany, and Rose are incredible wealth of knowledge. So
I think somebody, or Amber, is Amber still on here? Because she asked me a question. I don't know if she's on here though. Amber asked, she sent it to my private, so I think that she meant to send it to everyone, but she was asking how can she make her posts more, make them work a little bit more, because I think she's having a hard time. She's posting, but she's not getting responses from them. So that was her question. So do you want me to answer?
So, it's hard to answer that until I see the posts. And I can tell you, if you're not getting a response from your posts, it's because they're probably super generic, possibly. They're not really authentic to you. When I am doing a quick post, Like I would rather post quality over quantity, because the way the Facebook algorithm works, like Facebook wants unique, individualized posts. That's why don't use Hootsuite, you guys. Don't use anything like that. That's an automatic poster, because it's going to be a waste of your time. It's not going to show up. But more than that, I really want to take this opportunity to tell you guys to step away from your computer. Like, I'm not telling you not to post, but like, this is network marketing, and that can be done in a lot of different ways. So make sure you're still staying relevant and consistent and posting, keeping that open sign for your business up so people know what you're doing, especially when you're first starting. Like 5 years in, people know what I do, you guys. Like, let's be honest. Like, so, but like when you're first starting, people, they don't know that, you know? And so you want to make sure you're still posting and staying relevant without being too generic. But I think that you have to explore other ways of working your business too. Like, there's a reason they send you Blitz cards in your kit. And, you know, if the Blitz cards are not your thing, you guys can order business cards. Like, I have business cards because sometimes I wasn't comfortable handing people a Blitz card. Like, you know, I was like, is she going to think I think she's fat? You know, like, so like figure out, that was my roadblock. So I worked around it and I got business cards and I felt better about it. Now I can Blitz people, no problem. But you have to figure out what works for you. And can I just tell you guys, do a party. Like, just get your friends together and do a party, because you will spend 15, 16 hours on the computer over a course of a couple of days when you could spend 2 hours having fun with 6 people and signing 6 loyal customers and 4 possible distributors, or 10 people. I can't do math right now. My dog's barking, sorry. But you get the point. So if you're scared of doing a wrap party, like, that is what this business was built off of, is getting friends together. You don't have to call it a party. Have a taco night. Like, have your friends over for tacos and margaritas and give them a catalog. Like, you don't necessarily have to wrap them there if you don't want to. Like, get people together in a place where you can tell them about your products. Get the products in front of their faces. And I promise you, it's just, if you're a busy person, parties are going to be a better use of your time. I'm just saying, like, if you can spend 2 hours and sign 6 or 7 people at a party versus spending X amount of hours on the computer. So if you're a shy person, maybe that's not the best thing, computer, social media. But I think putting all your eggs in one basket is not necessarily the best plan. And there's a reason why corporate gives you Blitz cards. It's because they want you telling people, word of mouth, getting out there, buying stuff, you know, wearing this around, because I can be running errands, and I know Amanda does the same, and Brittany and Rose, and we'll wear a shirt and people are like, what works? And I'm like, let me tell you. And some days I'm like, I don't really want to tell you. You know, like, some days you're running around, but like, this forces me, like, when I'm wearing, I'm just being real. Like, I'm human, right? Like, this forces me to talk about it, because people will legitimately ask you about it. So make sure that you're prepared, and make sure you have either Blitz cards or business cards if you want, and they're not expensive. So, sorry. But does anyone else have a?
No, that's awesome. Yeah, somebody said, with a wrap party coming up and you've been asked all your local friends and they've said no thank you, how do you find more people to invite? So I'll just say kind of like what I did, because I didn't start, and then whoever wants to chime in, I didn't start with a big warm network. I had to grow my network right away. I have 4 brothers. I have no sisters, like no cousins, nothing, and like a small core group of girlfriends. That was it. And nobody would have a party. Of course, my brothers aren't going to have a party. My friends didn't want to have a party. So what I did is I literally just started growing my network. And if your friends, or you don't have anybody who wants to throw a party for you, you just got to grow your network. So you can grow it through social media, you know, add people who are local to you. What Jackie just said, go out and Blitz, go out and talk to people. You guys, this is networking. So that means we have to talk to people. So whether it's through social media or it's through out and about, I actually did a lot of events. So I would I called up like yoga studios, and I would say, hey, can I set up a table for an hour for one of your guys' sessions? And that way when people walk out, you know, I'd have a table set up and I would give them greens. And I met a lot of people that way, just networking and meeting people, you know, face to face, Starbucks, whatever. And then what I do is I get them on my social media. I get them on my Facebook. And then when, you know, I start talking about the products, and then I can say, hey, you know what, you have a lot of people, you get a lot of response on your posts. Would you want to have, you know, a party? Would you want to have like a girls' night, a facial night, you know,
Yes.
something like that.
Stop calling it a wrap party, people. Like,
Yeah.
if you want people to say no, call it a wrap party. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Call it a
Or call it your It Works business party or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you gotta be creative in a girls' night, a facial night, pampering night. Jessica, we just did hers and she came up with it on her own. It was like a ladies' afternoon or something like that. Like, awesome. You know, it's just stuff like that. So that's my biggest thing. If you don't have a network or if your people keep telling you no, don't let that hold you back, because this is networking. So you got to go find other people. If the people that you're working with in your circle isn't going to, you know, be a customer or a distributor, then you got to widen your circle up a little bit and, you know, go find people. So that's
oh, sorry. Rose, go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, sorry. I thought, so think about what you want to do. Would you want to go over and have a glass of wine and some apps with your friend? Sure. Would you want to look at a catalog of beauty products at the same time? I would. Like, I'm a beauty product junkie. Like, I love it. So order yourself some catalogs. Don't even make it a big deal and just have your friends over. Like, it doesn't have to be a big production. You don't want it to be a big production because you want people to think that they can do this. If you're starting to, like, I had some person in the beginning, they were like, well, should I do customized labels for the water bottles? And I was like, no, because the second someone sees that, they're going to be like, I don't have time to print custom labels for the water bottles or something. So you want to make it duplicatable and things that people think they could do, but just get some wine, get some apps, and have your friends over, hand them a catalog, and go through your party pad spiel while you're sipping some sips of wine or whatever. Sorry for people who don't drink. Apparently I like wine. But, you know, whatever. I mean, punch, I guess. Is that what people do?
I don't even like to call it a party. Like, I don't like to say party because that scares people, you know?
It does. Absolutely. It scares people. Yes.
Like, oh, what do I have to bring? Oh, you know, like it's, yeah.
Just say, come over. We'll hang
come
out.
over for some punch and cookies
together. Yeah.
Punch and cookies. Yes. Wine and cheese of some Okay.
That's so funny. Okay, somebody else asked a question. Sorry, and we'll let you guys go in just a minute. Sorry. Okay, I've had someone who liked all my posts, and we talked once, but they won't respond back to they won't respond back to me now. How would you go about approaching her differently? So I'm super straightforward, and those of you guys who know me, you guys know I'm very straightforward. So I would actually just send that person in a nice way. Of course, I would say, hey, so-and-so, I know that you were interested in, you know, say for instance, the greens. I see that you viewed my message, but I haven't heard back from you. You know, are you still interested in this? Or, you know, I would kind of ask them like, but I always say like, I see that you've seen this post, or I see that you've seen this message. You know, I know you got busy. Do you want me to order these for you? Or and another thing I've also done that kind of works is, you know, hey, Cynthia, I know that you were interested in these greens. I haven't heard back from you. I just wanted to know you know, see if you could let me know either way. That way I stop messaging you if you're not interested, but could you let me know either way? And a lot of times they're like, oh yeah, I just got busy, or, you know, or my funds. A lot of times it's money, you guys. That's, you know, typically what it is, but they'll end up responding back to you. But I kind of call them out on it. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm. I know for me, I like to do the same thing, but I like to blindside them kind of. I'll be like, hey, Cynthia, I know you're interested in the greens before. I've seen that you viewed my post, but I hope I didn't, hold on. I see that you viewed my post. I was just wanting to know if you were still interested, or did I say something to offend you? To like make them be like, oh, okay, well, no, you didn't do this. It's just that, or I'm busy. Say something to make them have to respond back to you.
Yeah, that's good. Jackie, do you have anything to add for that?
I just move on to new people and keep them on my follow-up list. But I think everyone does it differently. So what I do typically, though, is if they've seen my message and they're not responding, I make sure to interact on their social media so that my posts are popping up, or that my stuff's popping up on Instagram, and so that I'm staying relevant and fresh in their mind. And I just put them on my follow-up list to follow up with them. And sometimes if it's someone who was interested in, let's say, the facial, you know, maybe next month I'll say, hey, our product of the month is hair, skin, and nails. Are you interested? I know you were super interested in facials. This is an awesome, you know, supplement to take along with that to help with youthful looking skin and blah, blah, blah. So you could do like a product of the month, or just totally, like sometimes when I totally switch it up, I'll be like, hey girl, like our product this month is greens. It's my favorite. And like, we don't have a product of the month, but I'm just saying, like, that's like my chosen product of the month. Or the cleanse, I'll be like, hey, I know you were super interested in the cleanse, like greens is our product of the month, and it's an awesome, it's awesome to be used with the cleanse or alone, whatever, but it's my absolute favorite. I'm just wondering if you'd be interested in that possibly, because you can still get it at my 40% off discount. And sometimes they're like, yeah, and I'm also interested in the cleanse. And I'm like, well, duh, I've been messaging you like 9 times. Like, so sometimes if you just totally like send them something different. And I also find too that you're going to get those people who just never respond back ever. Yeah. And then some of them just randomly show up on your website. So never give up on anybody. But you know, be respectful of their answer too. Like if they tell you no, like I don't write them off forever, but I make sure I keep them on my list as they were interested in greens at one time in their life. So I'm going to make sure I follow up with them on a fairly regular basis. But if they say no to greens, then I'm probably going to follow up with something different like hair, skin, and nails, or I'm going to follow up, kind of just keep them on my list. Or you can also ask them, if it's been a while and they're still not responding, just ask them to say, hey, would you like me to take you off my follow-up list? I'm just checking because I know we had an awesome conversation about wraps and you were so super excited to get tightened and toned before summer. You know, let me know. And like, I think I say something about like my follow-up list for specials and sales and deals or something. I don't know. Sounds better than what I just said.
Perfect.
Also, what you can do, I've noticed is, you know, instead of going like the 40% off way, you can always do like, hey girl, you know, hair, skin, and nails, you know, is the product of the month. Right now it's $22 off. Or, you know, instead of doing, you know, the percentage off, tell them exactly how much they're saving when they sign up for your 90-day challenge.
Yes.
That works too. Yeah. So just approaching it differently.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Does anybody else have any questions? You can unmute your phone, or you can unmute yourself if you do. I want to go over. Now's your time. Now's your chance. I think our biggest thing, you guys, is just starting your month off and just making sure, like, you know, just right on the right foot, you know, right foot forward or whatever. You know, just making sure you have like everything prepared, and making sure you're utilizing us and your team and just staying plugged in, because we want nothing more than to help you guys and, you know, be there for you guys. So, you know, make sure that you are taking advantage of everything that you guys have, because literally you guys have everything given to you in your, you know, in your hands. Like you have us, you have your team pages, files, like several team pages, you know, so use us, of course. Anybody have anything else you guys want to add or ask?
Nope. I think I am just excited to see where this month goes. And I want to encourage you guys that if you do have roadblocks, blind spots, things that I kind of mentioned about figuring out kind of within yourself what is holding you back, that get with your upline or message me or Amanda and let us know. And we can come up with a plan to help you work past that, because obviously, like, you're serious about this business if you're wanting to work past those things. And I know sometimes that's the hardest part, is finding the solution. And so find an accountability partner and somebody who's going to help you figure out your best action plan, for lack of a better word, I guess, to get to that goal that you have for the month of May.
Yeah, definitely. All right,